Okay.
Woo!
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to The Depths Podcast. I'm your host, @Trementum_X, variety streamer and Lewd. I'm joined today by my co-host, Lady Mystique. Say hi, Mystique.
Hi, everybody.
And tonight's episode is Future Sex, Lewd tubing in VR, and using VRC, so VR chat, for lewd content, to make lewd content. I'm joined by my lovely guests. You may have seen them before. vtubers, Soul Camera, and Valgoria. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
No.
Aren't they lovely? We'll do some quick introductions, starting with Soul.
Hello. Well, my name is Soul Camera. I am a pleasure bot that is built for your entertainment and always making sure that you're always taken care of. So, I play a variety of games on Twitch, and I always try to do some type of lewd content on some other sites, which we all know and love.
Mm.
Thank you very much, Soul. How about Val?
Hello, I'm Valgoria. I'm a horror content creator, but I love everything BDSM, and I do have eventual plans to create my own virtual club in VR, where there'll be all sorts of fun activities. I've been told that as dangerous as I appear here, I'm even worse in person.
We love Val. Val is
That
a
was
horror,
amazing.
soon-to-be YouTuber and content creator,
Mhm.
and honestly has some great plans for VRC that I'm excited to hear about. And lastly, we've got the lovely Efi.
Oh, please. I'm just a happy little demigod snake, and this is not my final form. I do variety streaming. I do love, horror games, because they freak me out, and I have a low pulse. I like to feel a little bit, alive.
Oh, you and Valgoria will get along.
Yeah, I hope so.
Very
I
much
also
so.
deal with a lot of adult content. I've been doing it since I was like, shoot. I guess 23, that's a long time ago, because I'm like, thousands of years old. So anyways,
Oh, yeah.
hope you like me.
I bet we will. Efi is a first-time guest of the show, but all-around amazing, talented content creator, and been in the game for just a little bit. Hundreds of years, according to them. So I guess my first question for y'all is, what kind of gear do you use to get into VR? Tell me about your setups.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think Soul wants to bite on this one. Go ahead, Soul.
Well, let's see. I'll just name all the type of equipment that I have. I have the Index. I have the Quest 2 as the headsets. I have 6 individual Vive trackers, 3 2.0 and 3 3.0. And I also have a exercise ball.
Hey,
I have a lot. I have a lot, and I plan on honestly getting more.
What's
Very
an
cool.
exercise ball? Like, is that a special thing, or is it just one of those inflatable?
Oh, it's just one of those inflatable things.
That's what it is.
Very
Okay.
necessary for certain
It's
things.
very useful for bouncing up and down.
I just got it. Okay.
One of those. Okay.
So you like
But
sit on it and
yes,
just bounce around.
I have a basically 9-point tracker setup.
Very cool. What's a butt tracker?
There is no butt tracker.
Chat saying got a butt tracker.
It's not a butt tracker.
Okay.
She showed off her hip trackers to me when we hung out in VR.
Yeah,
Very cool.
same.
I didn't. You know what? Next time we all hang out in VRC, I'll put on my 9-point tracking so you guys can actually see the difference between 6-point tracking and 9-point tracking. It's honestly kind of staggering.
Interesting. I gotta say, from the limited amount of VRC porn I've seen, the hip pivot and the little booty bounce are my favorite 2 things for sure.
Booty bounce is part of the model. Hip is just basic 6-point.
Hey, okay, good to know. What's the difference between 6 and 9 point? Also nice.
Well, imagine like 6-point tracking is the 3 trackers on your body. So like hip, ankle. That's 6 point. Because the headset and the hands also count as points, quote unquote. So if you have 9 points, it's head tracker, hip, ankle, elbow, chest.
Oh wow.
Oh, interesting.
It can
But
go
the-
up to 11-point tracking.
What's
You put
included in
so
that
do you put trackers on your titties or like?
I do have a strap that I wrap around my chest, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, got some titty tracking too. Very cool. How about you, Val? What do you use?
So, I have 2 different setups. My personal one is very simple for now, but it will be upgraded shortly. So, I'm running the original Oculus, but I do have on order the Vive Pro, as well as the Slime 16-point tracking. So, that's I'm very much
Wow.
looking forward to. But
keep
I
learning
also
there's
do
more and more
use.
points.
What's that?
I keep learning there's more and more points. Now it's 16 points.
Oh, yes. I
That's
have
slime.
no idea.
That's slime.
She's gonna be like
Yes.
Benedict Cumberbatch, like animating Smaug in The Hobbit.
Oh, it's going to be very much fun. It'll also have facial
Oh,
tracking too.
Yes, stop.
So,
Oh, bye.
Okay,
Val.
okay. Let me go get it back. My apologies, y'all.
We're
Hilarious.
just here.
Bye, everyone. Great podcast.
Yes, we'll see you next time on the next episode of The
That's-
Depths.
To
Too many
the other
points.
website.
Too many points. Too many points. Okay, my
it
bad.
was a lovely visit.
Man,
Jenny?
the DOMs got broken by the tracking.
Guests were eaten by the points.
We
Val
got
dragged
beaten
them
by
to
the
hell.
points.
Okay, so
What
we
are you
learned
talking
something
about?
new.
It's fun in
We
hell.
had too many points for Twitch to handle.
Mm.
Okay, so we've learned something new here, chat. That if you close Twitch, then it will close guest stars like 5 minutes or 10 minutes down the line.
Wow.
Yeah. Good, we're back. We're back.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you for the stuff. Efi is the value to the mountains.
Yeah.
So Efi, what do you use for VR?
I'm kind of like the same as Val. I got just a regular Quest 2. That's about it. And my PC. It makes it easier to use some fun stuff.
Very cool. I did see that the Oculus 3 is coming out this fall. Did y'all see that?
I did see that. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
What is worth $500? I want to know.
Well, that's actually a
A
very
Quest
good
2 and
segue.
$100.
I was about to say that's still much cheaper than the Vive Pro. So.
Right. So it's coming
Well,
out like
like,
more than the Quest 2,
imagine
but
there
less
was
than the
a-
Vive. Yeah.
There was a point where the Quest 2 was actually priced at $300.
Yes, that's when I got it.
Same.
That's actually a very good segue into a point that a lot of people ask is what do you make of the cost of starting like a VR setup versus having, say, a 3D or a live 2D? And where do
Just
you
as
recommend
expensive and more
investing?
complicated.
Hmm. I guess
Because,
the
like, you can
thing-
honestly go out all out on, like, your setup and all that. Like,
Mm.
me, personally, I've spent almost, like, I would say, close to $2,000 on, like, VR products.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
That sounds
But,
about
like-
right, actually. Yeah.
My model and all that. Possibly I've spent, like, less.
Hmm.
That was for like my entire like PC setup, my model. But I'm a big investor in the VR.
I'll be approaching 2,000 as well. My original
Woo!
Oculus cost me.
Stop! I'm going broke.
Right. Well, fortunately, I've spread it out over quite a long time, so.
Right.
Yes.
It's not making it all, hit my wallet
Yeah,
at once.
it's not required, so to
Mhm.
speak,
Mm.
to get started in like VR content.
That's true. VRC like runs without a VR headset even. I mean, you don't even need a headset to be in VR.
Yeah, well, I don't have one.
Yeah.
You'll get one
Honestly,
eventually.
I think for people who are wanting to get into VR chat, that's the first way that they should do it, just to experience what it's like being in a chat room with everyone.
100%.
And then once you get comfortable with that, then jump into VR.
VR is secretly speedrunning going broke. I feel you. But I just want to point out Nathaniel in VR is also a VRC creator. Says that you can definitely make it back, which I 100% agree with.
Yeah.
100%. Not even joking.
Well, yeah, it's very, very nice. I want to get a tracking suit though one day.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
I could actually like talk to one of my friends who actually does have a tracking suit.
Oh my goodness, those
That's
look
so
so
cool.
fun, like for the dancing. And all
That's
that.
probably going to be my next investment, so I'm not going to lie.
Oh. I see, I
Yeah,
see.
there is a suit that vibrates in a certain area wherever you're being touched.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's
Oh,
like an
cool.
entire suit with haptic feedback.
Yes.
Which
It's very
Touch goes
expensive.
for-
I was about to
I
say,
imagine it would be.
which suit is that? I know of the Tesla suit, but last I saw it was only commercial. Have they opened that up?
Haptic suit.
Question, does
Just
it
look
cover your
up.
neck? Just asking for a friend.
No, it does not.
It doesn't.
Oh wow.
Like my haptic suit on alone, just like the vest, costs around, like for a good quality one, $500.
Oh, okay. That was
And
way
that's
lower than
just
I thought.
the
I was
vest.
imagining.
That's
Oh, just
just
the
the vest.
Okay.
Not
Oh,
including
oh,
like the
wow.
gloves, not including like legs or anything like that.
Yeah, I think I might just need the legs alone. I'm good with like the chest.
Are you sensitive on your neck, Atra? Was that a little slip?
No, that was a
That we've
joke.
learned something?
I don't know.
That was
Really?
that was a getting choked in VR joke.
Finally doing the
Oh.
whole Darth Vader thing in real life.
Yeah, for real, for real. That's so cool. Though. I
Actually,
did not know about that.
Atro, do you have a strong phantom sense?
I'm very ticklish. I don't know if that translates to having a phantom sense or not.
Depends. Like, can you almost like imagine what you're feeling when you're like playing something like VR? Like if someone like puts their hand over your head
Hmm.
for like head pets.
Could you guys actually explain what phantom sense is for those who might not know?
That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, sorry.
I
What
guess
explanation
yes,
is
I
it?
do. Like someone
Yeah.
hugged me once in VR, and I kind of felt it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there you go.
Phantom sense can range pretty widely. It can be from sort of a light sort of sensation of a presence down to downright actually feeling like someone's touching you. I've experienced the whole range. Most of the time, I don't feel much other than sort of a sense of someone being there. But occasionally, especially when my girlfriend or something leans in against my neck, I feel like she's brushing my cheek. It actually feels like she touched my cheek. So
Oh.
it's
wow.
it can be pretty wild. And for her, she feels it very intensely. So she feels sometimes as though if I'm doing something to her, as if I'm actually touching her.
Or more.
Everyone's different.
Yeah. Now here's a spooky question. What if there's ghosts in real life doing that for you? I'm kidding.
It's
you're
next
having a little
expansion for
bit of
Phasmophobia. They just give you a little haptic suit, and you feel a ghost touching you.
No, I just keep several ghosts on deck if I need them.
The
Yeah,
ghost
just
always
hired
got one
ghosts to
hanging
keep
around.
your mind in track.
Yeah,
That's
just
a
ring a
big
bell to
deal.
get the ghost to come in and fool around.
Just getting tired of my nonsense.
So there was a question earlier from Faye. Faye asks, as soon as I find it, I have to scroll up. It was about, question for the guests when they have a chance. Have they found a room-size setup would be required to make content in VRC, or would a standing setup be enough?
No, it is not needed. A standing setup can actually do quite a lot. More than you think.
Yeah, I figure, like, unless
I
you're
agree with
dancing,
that.
probably good. Or, like, on an exercise ball.
Honestly, I've seen people just lay in a single position an entire fucking Lewd stream and do nothing. And people pay.
You know
Well,
what?
they usually have toys involved, too.
Well, yeah, but they don't move, period.
You know what? I
Yeah.
can zoom. You just
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ching.
I
But
actually have seen that
yeah,
too,
it's not needed, honestly. You
Just to give
can
you-
do a lot more than you think.
You really can. You really can. Honestly, most nights I spend in VR, I rarely move from the spot that I'm standing, and so you really can do quite a lot just in one place. I think having room scale is beneficial if you're playing games or you're
Or
doing
trying to
something very
walk up on
active.
somebody and stomp on them.
Exactly. Exactly. If
I've
you're
seen
trying to
someone
walk
do
around
dancing
someone,
shows with like a room setup.
that's fun.
Yeah, I have a room set up, so that's how I basically know.
I do
It's-
as well.
It's a small room, but you don't need much room, honestly, to walk around. It's just for like the extra added effect, quote unquote.
So let me ask you this. As performers, what's the wildest thing you ever done in VR?
Fuck somebody.
Oh. That's the whole podcast, everybody. Good night. Just ends there.
I haven't done this as a performer. I mean, I haven't done any sort of VR chat things as a performer. Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
That might happen eventually. But I think the wildest thing that I've done is a BDSM session or ERP session where I dismembered my partner.
Holy.
Oh wow.
How was that?
Oh, I loved it. She loved it too.
Hey.
It's like, walk
Val
me
has
through
a
it,
very specific taste.
Yeah. Walk me through,
The
like,
more
how would
they
you approach a
scream and
session like
beg.
that?
I want to watch this one day.
Atra, what did you say?
What's your approach to like have an experience like that?
Yeah, that's very specific that not many people know about.
Yeah, like walk me through it.
Well, the first thing is, of course, you need to have someone who's consenting to it and knows how far you're going to go. Because it can be traumatizing, potentially. And especially if they have a lot of phantom sense. But after that, it works like a lot of other ERP sessions. You sort of describe what they're feeling or what they should be feeling in the moment. You act out a lot of what you're going to be doing or what you're doing while describing more details about what they're hearing, feeling, and smelling even. So, yes.
Smell the copper of your blood dripping out of your
Mhm.
veins.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's
Exactly.
I can see it. Work.
Actually, just fucking somebody was not the craziest thing that I've done.
Yeah.
So when you said you fucked someone, did you fuck them in real life or? In
No,
VR?
I fucked him in VR.
Okay.
But I've actually had like full on just orgies with other VTubers.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
How does that work?
We all grab the long distance vibey toys that we all know and love,
Mm-hmm.
and we all just join together and we just go to town on each other.
Wow.
This stream is sponsored by Lovins. Lovins, put it in you.
Lovins for the common man. But yeah, that I've had multiple orgies in my or days
Hmm.
because
I've
I
yet
just
to
used to be
experience
a
that.
girl.
That sounds amazing. I've yet to experience that, and I hope to soon.
Oh, we could make that happen.
Yes,
Hell
that's
yes.
How about you, Evie? What's the wildest thing you've done in VR?
I'm a baby to it right now. Like, he was teaching me almost everything, but I guess the same thing, except for without the multiple people. Just like my, I guess, friend. Yeah, who helped me get VR. Yeah. Just a little.
It's so funny. It's like dismemberment, orgies. I'm baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When my CPU overloads, it does that. It's been worse with the hot weather recently. But I'm getting a cooler this weekend, so that should fix 99%.
Oh,
of the
thank
issues.
God.
Hopefully,
Good,
right?
good.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Chad. I realize it's really annoying.
God, take care of your components.
I was. And then I started VTubing, and like it basically, honestly, like it took what was a pretty good setup and was like, nope, this is not good enough.
Your PC components are your bottoms, everybody. You gotta take care of them.
And aftercare and dusting is important.
Very much is.
Yeah, you gotta blow them.
I was gonna
Hard.
say
Hmm.
It seems more like a CPU USB controller overload, really. I guess I could try it on a different USB port. I don't know.
Yeah, you could try.
Yeah. I actually have 4 extra like USB ports on a PCIe card. Because just strictly because I used to have the Oculus Rift, the original one,
Mhm.
and that was
Oh.
the one that needed like a port for like the 2 trackers and the headset. So it needed like a
Yeah,
bunch of USB ports.
that's what I have.
Mm.
I require a port for every single component I have.
Yeah.
So you must have hubs, I'm assuming.
I do.
Yeah, some
Hubs are
Actually, like,
essential.
the mic over. Yeah.
my motherboard does have like a 10 gigabyte USB slot.
I feel like mine has that
Lucky.
Oh,
too.
damn.
Yeah, switching USB ports, if you haven't tried that, Atra, could well be a save for you.
Yeah, I guess like if the cooler fails to help me with like because the CPU is like at 100% right now. Like
Mhm.
if that doesn't do it, then it's probably I'll try that. If not, get a new CPU. Trying to do everything but spend $300 basically at this point. But yeah, it is what it is. Where were we?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about like setups and all
Talking
that.
about
Mhm.
space you use.
Right.
Oh, and the wildest thing that you've done in VR.
Yeah. Arden who going hard on it.
Let's go to ask one more person.
VTuber orgies.
Well, Mystique is relatively new to VR chat, no?
hmm That's right. I've tried it once. I actually tried it a second time to go and find some more avatars, and then I ran away anytime anyone approached me.
Oh,
Because I
hun.
got scared.
The thing is, I brought them into VR chat.
That's okay. I got some
Fun.
good avatars.
We need
That's a whole
to
mood,
play
though.
more.
I've
Mhm.
very rarely gone to public worlds. I've only been into like worlds with like my friends are in, because other people are scary. Let's face it.
Mhm.
I also recommend staying out of public worlds. I mean, especially if you are doing anything lewd of any kind.
True.
Mm.
There's a lot of children running around, and it's sketchy.
To any VR chat veteran, you will understand this sentence. Stay out of the black cat.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I feel like I've heard
Very
about this too. It's a club,
suspicious.
right?
It is not a club.
Oh.
It's a public lobby where basically every single man, woman, and mostly children come to hang out.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, it's really,
That
really
sounds
heinous.
awful.
Yeah.
Black Cat is Mos Eisley. That's a good analogy.
Mhm.
It's what was it?
But-
Hub of Scum and Villainy.
Mhm.
Honestly, there are 18 plus worlds
Hmm.
that, like, if you enter this, you're consenting to be 18 years old, and we'll just all agree that we're 18. because
Mhm.
there is no way to fact check.
Exactly. I'm about to say, there's no way to check on VRC, is there?
Oh goodness.
No. It's like an example of that is the drinking world, where I would say just last week I actually went and just hung out in a public world where some other people were hanging, and we all were just drinking together, doing drinking games, and I actually I made people flustered. It was very funny.
Hey, that's cool.
Oh, was that
Very
that
nice.
long-tailed cat woman that you introduced me to, talking about how drunk she was?
What was her name?
I don't know.
Describe the avatar.
It had like a stupidly long tail.
Are you
It
sure
was
it
the
wasn't
one you
of
said
my
was leaving a
avatars?
snail trail.
Oh!
That's descriptive.
I think that's one of the. I made fun of it. It's like, hon, you're leaving a snail trail when I talk to you. It was very funny.
That sounds hilarious.
I'm gonna have to get your book on Riz.
Honestly, when you spend as much time in VR chat as I have, you actually start to get past social anxieties.
Mm.
I used to be the most introverted person, and the more time I spent in VR chat, it actually quote unquote cured my anxiety because I just found it more and more
Yeah, after
comfortable
your
to talk to
streams died.
people.
Maybe.
So Faye says, I know a fair few folks who import Lewd avatars in from Koikatsu Party. Do you guys know Koikatsu Party?
Koikatsu is alright with model making. It's not the best quality.
Koikatsu, isn't that a game where you basically just have a bunch of models and you can like make them
Yes, you
fuck?
can simulate sex scenes.
Yeah, and
it's-
it's so joyless because they just have it's just motions.
Well, to be fair, I have seen people make a living off of those animations specifically.
Mm.
Oh, Evie,
Also,
did you have something to
didn't
add, by the way?
I didn't answer the other question.
Oh, sure. I actually don't make everyone answer every question, but if you ever want to jump in, feel free to.
Yeah,
Well,
just scream or something. I think we're all pretty big personalities.
I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I usually try not to talk over people.
Honey.
I just don't want to do that. But I got my first two from a friend, the person who got me my headset. But I do plan on doing the same thing that Val mentioned, getting into 3D art rigging and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Might want to test out ZBrush or, well, what's the other one? Blender. I
Blender
do-
is the one that everyone uses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's free.
ZBrush is really great if you want to get something really detailed or really want to customize the face to
Yeah, I want to
be
try
your
that.
idea.
You can rent it now, so I'm excited about that.
Soul gave me a model with a cumflation feature, which was so
Oh,
fun.
wow.
Well,
It has a little toggle where it actually it fills up the stomach, sound and all.
Yeah, there's sound going bloop 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 bloop.
Glub,
no.
glub, glub, glub. And then all of a sudden it releasing all the cum just like it's great. I don't get to use that toggle often.
That was
So-
a pretty good cum release, like, imitation there.
that's intense.
I mean, I'm here for it.
So you guys all have 2D models. Did you guys get your start in 2D, or did you go straight into 3D?
Me personally, I started with 2D. And obviously, I made my model, as was mentioned earlier. I learned to draw in order to make mine, and learned to rig as well. But I knew I wanted to have a lot of features. This model is essentially 2, almost 3 in one. So I have, this sort of bloody mode, and then I have my dread form, and I have some other features too. Like
The machine gun wings.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes.
I personally
that.
find that my favorite feature.
I love that.
Which I spent a lot of time figuring out how to make it all work.
Oh,
Mhm.
very cool.
So that was one of the reasons why I did it on my own.
Honestly, it's a big asset to learn on your own
Mm.
and not an easy task.
No, it's
It's
not
like being
easy
an
task.
artist. It's so useful to have, but like, God, is it hard to learn if you just want to like do things for yourself?
Yeah,
Just in case
100%.
Val runs low on Ghost. It's funny.
What about you, Yifi?
Yeah.
Originally, I was PNG. I kept on drawing whatever I could to kind of emulate myself until I got tired of trying to invent whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just like maybe hire a friend to just create me and just trust them. Trust the process. So I look at my friend who is finally talking to me at the time. Like, yo, you know what? I remember. This guy draws super sexy, angry girls. That's what I want to be.
That's totally your vibe.
I'm like, okay, I want to hire this guy. So, Mr. Bowwater, who is in the chat, that is my art papa.
Hey, very cool.
Lovely, lovely.
And we're going with I guess maybe a version 2 sometime, maybe, if we're lucky.
Something of an artist myself.
Oh! Yeah, that's my dad.
Very cool, very cool. As for me, I actually had my VRUD converted into VR chat, which is something you can do.
Oh,
I paid a
yeah.
guy. Yeah, I paid a guy, but like, I did the importing myself at least.
Importing is not too bad.
Yeah. For
Actually,
those of you who don't know, like importing into VR chat, you have to have like a certain level on there, like probably using it for a week or something like that. Does anyone know exactly the number?
Or you
It's
can
a bit.
pay.
Okay.
well, no, actually, you can't upload avatars or models until you get to a certain rank.
Yeah, trust rank, yes.
Mm.
Well, I found if you subscribe to VR chat, that bypasses all of that.
Oh,
I-
I didn't know that actually.
Because I got onto VR chat very first day I'd ever installed it, and saw that I couldn't upload, and thought, I wonder if I pay money if they'll let me upload. And sure enough,
I just AFK'd in VR first day and got it.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
I
Amazing.
actually have a weird history of VR chat.
Yeah.
I actually started as a VR chat model.
Really?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting. I've never heard that one before, actually.
My entire design, my entire concept was made first as a VR chat model. But it was just like a project that one of my friends did. And it's like, hey, I want to practice a little bit on model making. So I was like, can I help you? It's like, yeah, sure. This piece, here you go. And they turned me into a model, and that was my first ever concept. And I honestly went on from there to be like a PNG, a Vroid, to now a 2D. And I'm going to be getting another upgrade within the next couple months.
I love
Back to
that.
3D
That's
if you
awesome.
actually saw
heck yeah.
my little showcase that I did on the stream.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually sent you guys a picture of like the concept of my new model.
Mm. Oh yes, the blade legs. They look fantastic.
Oh yeah,
So,
100%.
what made you decide to go back to 3D?
Because I can be the same model on like stream and also on VR chat. Not to mention the realism movements and hand tracking
And tracking
and all that.
So
What
that
do you
sort
have-
of
Oh, sorry.
leans into leads into something I had planned for my content creation, I always thought of my live 2D model as something that I would have for Twitter and for doing collaborations with other VTubers. But I never really planned on creating a lot of content with this model. Not until I at least have my 3D one, anyway. Because my 3D model, which I've planned, will eventually be my main model as well, for the exact same reason as Soul Camera said. You can do much more in terms of motion, and having that consistency across all platforms, I think, is a benefit. So, I actually planned on creating myself a little bit of a motion capture studio with all of the, tracking. One of the reasons why I purchased the 16-point tracking was for that very specific reason of being able to basically act out a full performance in 3D and put it into whatever medium I want.
Hell yeah.
That's so cool. If you have, did you mention that you were also in 3D at some point, 3D model?
I'm planning on working on making a 3D model.
Uh-oh. That's so interesting. Like, I think the meta for VTubers right now is to go live 2D and like all the things that come with it. But it is kind of interesting to see the people who also work in VR are looking more at the 3D model sort of way. And like, I can see why. Like, hand tracking is so cool. Like, I myself was a Vroid for a little bit, and I would just like, have you guys ever seen like the collar they put around your neck for like the leap motion? You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, I would have that around my neck.
Yep, I was looking into buying one of those, but then they turned out to be trash, so I started. I stopped.
But they might actually snap. I only have one side of it now, so if I wanted to use it, I'd like hang it awkwardly on my neck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a duct tape necklace.
I remember streams where you'd just be like playing with your fingers the whole time.
I mean, it was fun.
It is fun. No, I'm saying like I imagine it would be even more fun to be able to have more movement than just like fingers.
Right. Doing like little Naruto signs in like the background, like just.
That sounds perfect.
What made you guys want to like start 3D?
What do you mean?
Well, like you want to make content. What made you go for 3D? What was attractive to you?
The quality of the model.
Yes, I think the flexibility of the medium. I mean, you can embody and imbue any character you wanted, and you can have, any sort of augmentations you can ever imagine, and then to be able to have the fidelity of full range of motion, it really adds a lot for storytelling or for bringing someone along on some sort of content experience.
Or jingling the keys in front of the chat to make them pay attention.
Yes.
Yes. Keys.
Keys!
Oh, goodness.
Keys!
Oh, you've seen that Shy Lily clip too?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have not. I need to.
Classic
No,
Joel and
keys!
Shiley.
It's like keys! Cock!
I've not seen that one. Is it?
I'll pull it up for you.
Okay.
Sorry, Val, what did you say?
Oh, I was just saying that's classic Joel and Shy Lily.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, I love them so much.
Here you go. Here's the clip. I love that clip. It's like keys.
I
Nice
know
cock.
a lot of
Cock.
Lily clips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either. It's just I saw that on Twitter one time and it made me laugh really hard because I relate to that so badly. It makes me want to get some like key assets, like keys, guys, keys.
For those of you in chat, this is the clip that she's talking about.
Mm.
Oh, are we gonna watch it?
But you can watch it in chat.
Oh, I see. You've linked it in chat. Okay.
I linked it in chat. Yeah. Yeah. What was I gonna say?
Later.
So one question I did have for y'all, if you were introducing not a friend, let's say a potential partner, the VR chat, like how would you approach that?
A potential partner?
Yeah, someone you might want to fuck.
Wow. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever want to fuck a dragon girl?
So would you like go to a dragon's lair world, or like how would you seduce them in VRC?
Doesn't
You have
matter
a
where you are.
spider
just be
woman
dragon.
fetish?
Do you want me to step on you?
Hey, you know what? That could work actually.
Do you want me to carve you up?
People have actually asked me, like, can you step on me? I was like, okay, I'll oblige. Stomp, stomp.
Mm.
And they
Not quite
love
where I was
it.
gonna go with that question, but that's hilarious. I do remember like one time I did drop into VR with a friend who was like showing me worlds, and like she was in the other room, so it was like that big, like one of those like worlds with a big bed on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she's like, "I'm in here, Atra," and I go into the room, and she's like, "It's one of those models with the booty out," and she's like just crouching on the bed, and I'm like, huh, something you want to tell me?
I would be like, just like, oh wait, join my world. I'll be waiting for you. And then they join the world. They can see me on a bed, just Jacko posing on the bed. It's like, I'm ready.
It's a Jacko posing. That's got me. Okay.
Oh yeah,
My
you
strategy
can,
is
you can do it.
I just reach up over to them and grab their neck, and
Snoo snoo.
mm,
Oh yeah, get that player pickup going.
Yes, I snoo.
yes,
Is Jacko posing the thing where like you have your like 2 feet on the ground and your hands in front of you? Your butt
Make
up
sure
in
your
the air?
legs are spread, obviously.
hmm
Yes, legs spread, ass up, face down, looking up at the daddy that is ready to peg.
hmm
Or mommy, whichever you prefer.
Yes, whichever you prefer.
Heads down, butts up. That's the way we like to fuck.
Don't forget to keep the windows up.
Face down, ass up, that's the way we like to fuck. I like that. I miss that song.
Have any
yeah.
of you used VR for recreational, personal, like long distance loving?
Yes, 100%.
Just for clients.
Sorry, Yuffie?
I said just for a client. That's it for now.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Let me boost your volume a tiny bit.
Yeah.
There you
me
go.
and my partner can get intimate together thanks to VR. They can actually, like, feel my hugs, cuddles, and they can actually feel my presence. So it's very comforting to them.
Okay. I'm gonna turn Yuffie.
That's the same for me and mine. So I have one girlfriend that lives with me, and then I have another that's across the pond, and so we're able to spend time together and have that
Across the
intimacy.
She must be British.
I assume so, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I think I had a question
it's
for us,
greatly
actually.
it's greatly beneficial.
hmm
So, when creating content in VR, do you find there's any preference towards more realistic or high fidelity models? Or towards more abstracted, almost cartoony art styles, almost like Live 2D, but in 3D?
So do you prefer like very realistic high fidelity models, or do you like a more sort of low poly, cartoonish kind of aesthetic?
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest. I
Oh.
think anime is superior.
anime is superior.
Yep.
I actually prefer the quote unquote VTuber look.
Hmm.
Slightly bigger eyes, kind of realistic body,
Yeah.
and some extra features like horns, chains, like different outfits,
Mhm.
sexy, of course. I actually prefer like the shorter models.
Oh, like that tiny little chibi one that was like knee height.
I actually
Yeah,
wondered about those. Like,
not that
why,
short.
why are the models so small? Like I see a lot of people with like 3 feet tall models. Like, what's with that?
Some people really like the size difference.
I do.
Oh.
So there is that. A normal VR model is actually supposed to only be about 3 feet. So a lot of the taller models are actually above normal VR chat height.
Mm.
Size difference is kind of hot, honestly. Like, you could just like find a giant mommy with giant everything. What do you want to like have that as a playground?
Atra, zoom me in.
I agree. As the one that likes being taller and having my smaller girlfriend completely at my disposal.
Like
Mm.
easy waterbed, just right on Boba.
I think even beyond that, some
Hey, yo.
people. Thank you, Atra. Big Amazon mommy in the chat.
I'm living my best life here, chat.
I
think
actually
some
like
people also associate being small with being like safe and cared for, and that's something that's like very comforting to them, even if it's not in a sexual context.
Mm.
it's more of a just a safety kind of thing.
Exactly, and being small, especially if you're cute, makes people want to take care of you.
Or eat you, or punt you, whichever.
Right. Throwable.
Mystique, please don't make me lose my words in public. You are brave listening to this in public.
Mhm.
No, I know it's like 2:45 in the morning for you, so.
I actually, I kind of like the being small, like models such, but still being able to, fill the room with a personality and like, hey,
Mhm.
I can make you safe and I can take care of you, despite being quite short. Because like me, Val, and Evie all hang out the other day in VR. And my model compared to theirs is like half their height.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm 6 foot in real life, and so I like having a taller model, so I can be,
It's
working
more
down.
of a kind of like you're used to that perspective.
I am, and I love that feeling of being able to sort of envelop and protect, the other if I want to, or just have them fully at
While
my
dismembering them
control.
with a big knife.
She could ragdoll most of us.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
Heck
think like
yeah.
that's kind of like the whole like because we touched on this like in episode 4 with the sub dom dynamics
Yes.
and like how it like factors into like safe words, making boundaries, and then most importantly aftercare. And I'm seeing now definitely it seems like aftercare is very very viable in VRC if that makes sense.
No, it is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Loons with parasocial intent.
After a good dismembering, my girlfriend curls up on my lap, and I sit there and stroke her hair for a while. And
Oh,
Yeah,
just
after
cuddle her.
putting them back together.
Exactly.
I think I've read that dojo.
What was that, Evie?
I think I've read that dungeon.
Mm,
We read that dojin. Oh yeah.
yes.
Break them like a Lego. But honestly, I've always respected VR in the sense of like it's so expansive and it's only improving.
That's
That-
expansive, not expensive.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's both.
It's both, yeah, but definitely expansive also. Like the limitations are endless. You can go anywhere. Honestly.
I hold the greatest respect for it because it not only like helps me with my current content, it actually helped shape me as a person. Because I would not be this forward and upfront like with anybody unless I had all that experience in close to 2,700 hours in VR.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in VR.
It's impressive.
Very impressive.
It's a lot, but it can honestly change someone's life. That is guaranteed.
It is very intense, to be honest.
I mean, even just being on PC, you showed me that that world that was like a light show performance, and it
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
really amazing.
There's so much joy in walking into a world with some sort of really clever design that just transports you to just another existence entirely. You forget about everything else, and there you are, just in that moment with whoever you're there with. It's
Mm.
quite unlike anything else.
You can physically feel like you're next to somebody.
Hmm.
There's that
And-
too.
With the type of like world that we're living in today, I still think that like VR content or AR content is possibly the next biggest step in media
Mm-hmm.
that could be progressed on. It's just it costs a lot to get into, and once you kind of get into it, you can't get away.
Mm.
It's addicting.
Yeah.
It's extremely addicting.
And as you mentioned, it can feel like you're really close to a person. I like that you're like stuck looking in their eyes for like some time, even if they're AFK, and it's like, oh damn, I'm gay.
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, there's like a whole VR chat dating app.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Mm.
Already, what is it called?
Age verified. What is it called? Frick. VR chat dating app. What is it called?
I can't look anything
Virtual.
up. I'm
Virtual.
terrified to touch anything.
Virtual. That's what it's called.
That's true. Mystique, it'll be dangerous if you touch your keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see Evie showing us her tail.
Mhm.
That is very
Mhm.
cool.
That's a cute tail.
Yeah.
I love your model.
I plan on making a bigger tail. That's the
Yeah.
goal.
Make it really big.
Yeah, big old fat floppy tail. What were you guys thinking I was gonna say?
Yes, thank you for the like flash, Evie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do plan on adding tentacle attachments to my future model.
Heck yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something Lavatra's ears pricking up.
The eye tentacle.
Mm.
New from Apple. Yeah,
I
but
know.
like one thing I have noticed is like you're able to pick up on a lot of people's idiosyncrasies in VR chat, like how they move their head, how they gesture. Those are things that will never come through like in any other platform or any other medium.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's honestly, I've done, with my girlfriend that's in, across the pond.
There you go.
Yes, and with other, I work for a global company, and I spend a lot of time in conference calls. Even when you're there face to face on video, it's really not as you lose some of the body language. People sit still, they keep their faces, stoic if they can. Even if they do give away some facial expressions, you really don't get a very good sense for someone. When you're in VR chat, even if the face isn't very animated, seeing everyone's full body language really tells you a lot about somebody. There's more communication. It's easier, and you don't have that sort of conference fatigue that you do with Zoom or Teams or anything else.
Mm.
That's another thing I like about it. There's so much more communication going on in VR chat than almost any other like medium, because there's so much like you feel like you should be more quote unquote animated.
Right.
That way you feel like it's clear of what you're feeling. And it's almost so easily personified because models have preset animations. They have emotions that you could toggle with just your fingers.
Mm.
So you could also do like little poses like, oh no, please, no, I don't want Or you could just step on Subby and get on top of him. Be that forward.
I mean, the latter one's okay right now. Oh,
Oh, that's what.
But it's honestly amazing the things that you can do with this. And us doing like lewd content in a VR format it's stupidly fun.
I could definitely see the potential there. I'll admit to not knowing very much about it when getting into LewTubing, and then when I started opening a Blue Twitch, if you know what I'm talking about, I noticed that most people. So two things happened. Number one, my scripts would leak over to the VRC girls mostly, and they'd read them in VR and do the little thing with it, you know. And then coming to follow them, I'd see what they do. They're like, all right, yeah, so here's me playing my toy in VR. Here's me bouncing on a ball, shit like that, basically. And it was fascinating to me because it requires just so much creativity.
Bouncing on the ball.
Bouncing on a ball.
Oh my god, a ball!
I love the things I see her do.
Chat, you can only have one if you want to. So.
It bounced on you.
Mm-hmm.
I think they makes a good point here, though, because in Among Us VR, they couldn't get away with anything because their body language was giving all tells about when they were lying.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think Among Us VR only has hands.
Yeah, they have hands.
I think it's only hands.
It's still amazing how much even just hand motion really says about somebody, or what people say with their hands.
What kind of? Oh, sorry.
Oh, Evie? Yes.
I was just about to say is in VR chat they also have an Among Us world.
Oh, true, right. There we go. It's the Among Us World VR chat. My bad.
So when you make lewd content, what format does that take? How do you perform?
I set it up as another camera and just point it at me, and you're actually able to, move normally as you would and be that much more sexual. And able to do a show that way instead of just a lewd toggle on one of our models, that we're able to personify ourselves and give that much more content instead of the limitations of our 2D models, which would cost even more money. But instead you can just go on a VR, put on a certain type of model, cater to that type of audience. You could do furry content, you could do succubus content, you could do any type. It's just that much more flexible with type of lewd content, and I that's what I personally do. I set up this as a cam show.
And there's endless props that you can have, and I think VR chat has another major benefit that sort of goes unspoken a lot of times, but personal mirrors. You have the ability to spawn a mirror at any moment, so you can utilize that to work on your expressions and your form in every moment, so you can refine and, for an audience especially, create the best experience. Usually when I spend time in VR chat in clubs, which I love doing, I'll go to industrial clubs and listen to music, and I'll dance, and I always have a mirror up so I can make sure that my motions are the best that they can be, as sexy as they can be. And I can see how that would be advantageous for doing Blue Twitch content.
Constantly fine-tuning your movements.
Mm-hmm.
What about
That's
Evie?
Yeah.
What's the question?
So what
think this-
format does your lewd content take?
What does my lewd content take? What?
Well, do you do a cam show? Do you do erotic dancing or striptease? Do you do sort of private sessions with individual clients?
Well, usually for now I just sell voice clips, but now I want to advance that to VR, hopefully. So if people want a little bit of affirmation talk or non-affirmation talk, just call them stinky smellies. I'm sorry, Chad, didn't mean to give you a freebie. But I used to use PayPal. I had a store, and I would have my artist. Sometimes he would do the full art, or he'd do this big old sketch for me, and I would add voice clips, like 4 of them personally, like 8 to 10 minutes each. Sell them on my store, and you can get a deluxe for cheaper, or with more content to it, like double extra endings or whatever.
Okay. So
That's
you
true,
do
I've
like
actually seen-
pre-recorded, like prepackaged content.
I used to do normal voice one-on-one sessions on Discord, but it's always better to do the packages.
I see. I actually have seen Efi take like one of my scripts and turn it into like an 8-minute like audio experience. Like it's genuinely very,
fun.
very, very cool. Yeah. Even a little bit of art to go with it too. Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Quite
It was
good.
like definitely the longest read of any of my scripts, and it was done really well.
Yeah.
If he holds the record.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I do have a question actually. Speaking of clients, are there special boundaries that you need to set with clients when entering a VR chat session with them?
Oh, absolutely.
I will be
100%.
back 1 sec.
Honestly, it's kind of the same with anything. You could just set boundaries like I'm not going to do this, this, and this. These are the rules. If you do this, I'm gone. If you have any preferred like needs or kinks that I need to know about, let me know. It's just the basic rules. Honestly.
I also try to make sure I have a friend who has almost no limits, so I can send them to that person if I don't like what they're asking for.
Oh, interesting. So you basically do referrals too if you aren't able to provide that sort of service to them.
Yeah, it's like, you can go to my friend Mika, she'll do it, and then she's like, yeah, I like money. It's happened before, quite a few.
Oh yeah. Like, what's the most extreme thing a client has asked you to do?
Oh
If you don't
boy.
mind sharing.
Most extreme thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of my clients have been like actually very respectful.
That's good.
I've had a lot of weird ones.
That I believe entirely.
There's this one guy who came into, like, when I was working at Platinum Escort on Second Life. That's dead because the owner, I guess, and I don't know, Bamoose.
Mm-hmm.
So this dude, he's like, okay, what I want is you to roleplay as a Girl Scout, and your whole Girl Scout is on an air balloon going over a waterfall. And
What?
I'm just like this big, heavy set guy, and you had to choose between your Girl Scouts or me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot do that without laughing. So I'm gonna send you to my friend Mika. And then I later ask her, how did it go? She goes, it was okay, but could you send me better ones? I'm like, yeah, okay.
So you
Oh,
get your
wait.
big fat guy badge.
That is unique.
I did not save him. I'm sorry. He had to find
Oh! You actually just reminded me. I had one weird experience.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. So, one of my friends who was basically doing voice work for a client at the time, it was like a pay a certain amount of money and we'll be in call with you for a little, call ERP session.
Mhm.
And it'll be fully acted out, voiced out, and everything. So she asked me, it's like, hey, do you want to like do this collaboration with me? I'll give you like a good chunk of the cut. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
I like money.
The situation was, it was in a school setting. They were going to call their crush, quote unquote, which was my friend, into the classroom, and they were going to, quote unquote, confess to them. And in comes other character, which is me, and my job was to basically fuck their crush in front of them
Oh,
while also
AMCR.
degrading them.
Yo.
It's like I literally pulled down their pants and I was making fun of their dick size.
Oh, I got a lot of those clients before. It's really
Yeah.
good money.
It's like, oh my god, you're that small. You had no fucking chance with her. Look at me.
Wait. Let's take a picture. I gotta show my friends.
Exactly. The funny thing is, they paid for an hour and they were unable to continue after 30 minutes.
Done and dusted.
They were like, they couldn't continue. It was very fucking funny.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened to those last 30 minutes, but my god. Never have I degraded somebody so goddamn hard. It's like, I'm naturally a nice person, and it feels like, this feels wrong. I don't like insulting somebody this much.
It gets easier over time, trust me.
Just call me in.
I just said it to Valgoria.
It's just like,
Val-
at that point,
Val
I was
it off. No,
I
this
was
is
almost too
small. Throw
nice.
it away.
I was really nice back then. Now
That was
I
for
don't
just
really
giving us
care much,
circumcision.
but like, it was interesting. Hi, sweetie.
Hey, kitty cat.
Yeah.
So
little
actually,
kitty.
Ify, you actually mentioned something interesting that I wanted to talk about, which
Yeah.
is your previous experience running Platinum. What was it? Platinum.
I was a manager at Platinum Escort on Second Life. It was pretty fun.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh goodness, it was chaotic. I was the only one willing to use a translator to make sure that the girls were like decent workers. Or guys. We rarely had guys like going, yeah, I want to dance, but sometimes we did. I don't discriminate. But mostly I had to come up with ideas. I've even done a slave auction. Don't worry guys, not real slaves. Just virtual fun slaves or whatever you want to do online. And there were in Second Life there's like tip jars and like boards that you can buy to advertise yourself. Like the starting ones were like only just like 100 lindens or something like that. Or the free ones, which no one saw free. But then you get the bigger ones and they cost more, like 4,300 or something linden. And the tips would give a % to the club and all that stuff. So the owner was making a lot of money. Most of my job was just checking on the girls, making sure that they're like, you know, not breaking rules. And because I was a manager, I also got to charge more because, you know, I'm busy.
Higher status.
Yeah. So this is Second Life, right?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
tell us what Second Life was?
Second Life is a lot like VR, except you don't get to use your arms and limbs and stuff like that, and it's just on your PC. It's a lot more movement, a lot more lag because, well, a lot more lag than IMVU. IMVU is kind of like that, but less movement.
I see.
Yeah, let's see. It was kind of crazy. I had a lot of friends. There's this one girl who was Italian, and I just remember she would always call me a prevert because she's
A prevert.
like, do it
A
again.
what?
A prevert. I'm like,
Instead of
wow.
a pervert.
Yeah, she couldn't pronounce pervert.
She could pronounce pervert.
That's
So she
adorable.
called me a pervert. A prevert, yeah. But then of course you're always gonna have your bad ones who cause drama. There's one who came in who kind of started as a friend, but then she made me choose between my partner I was living with in real life, and I'm like, what? I can't choose between you and someone I live with.
That's not a thing you do.
Yeah. So she got scared. She's afraid that I was like gonna ban her from the place, but no, I actually play fair. So she becomes also a manager, but she eventually kind of got herself kicked out because she's too mean and gossipy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
unlike a
do-
real life, like, you know, establishment with like dancers and such. Like
Yeah,
those
it's
dynamics
really
to play
good.
it offline too.
Goodness,
Oh.
I just like the like we had chairs that you could dance on, but you still had to like there's rules. No more than like 300 lindens in the tip jar for like top off, or like no more than 700 for like bottoms off, and no more than 1,000 for whole nudity,
Oh.
and only for like 15 minutes.
And like, is a linden like worth a penny or?
About 400 or 500, I can't remember. Was about no, it's about 1,000 is $4.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe you might be right.
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay. That actually reminded me, there's actually like full-on functioning strip clubs
Yeah,
in VR as well.
I would
With
like.
like
Nice.
bouncers, organizers, DJs, strippers, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
I need to show you guys that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm very
So-
interested.
So
It's
like,
kind
how
of
would? What's the etiquette in a place like that?
No touching. Sit where you're supposed to be seated. Have a low quality avatar, so like it's easiest to have as many people loaded as possible. The dancers won't be like, it'll be easiest for them. They no being disrespectful, or else you'll be immediately kicked out. You're required to like join a specific Discord so you can add a specific account that you request off of,
Mhm.
Mm.
like to get even in the club.
Hmm.
That's so interesting.
That sounds like a lot of music clubs too.
Oh
A lot of
yeah,
the same
it's
rules.
basically the same thing.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's just this requires to be 18.
Mhm.
Well, it's funny because like it's not like a regular VR chat where you can just hop in and do whatever. Like they've clearly made a structure. Yeah, it seems because like people have fucked up in the past for sure.
Okay,
Mm.
Oh yeah, 100%.
okay.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a couple of questions for you.
Mhm.
Do you think they already have scripts for being able to tip both the club and the dancer?
Yeah,
They do?
I'm pretty sure.
Based. Okay.
Some of the dancers, they honestly sometimes just go in there every week. It's like, this is my hobby. I just love dancing.
Yeah.
But I've seen some like professional quality dancers who have been dancing for fucking years in a
Mhm.
actual strip club environment.
Heck yeah.
They have like a whole pole set up inside the room and everything.
Oh,
I
so
know.
like, do they actually incorporate the pole into the routine or?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
we plan on having a poll in our apartment again. So that's yes.
I want to buy a pole. It's just my
Amazing.
current ceiling can't handle it.
Oh,
That's
Mm.
hilarious.
I need to get a new apartment before I do that. These
Yep.
guys won't
I need more room.
Yeah.
Our ceilings are made of polystyrene. It would never work.
Well, like there are these like poles that actually are just very heavy on the base.
Mhm.
That's the type of pole I want to get, but I still need a lot more room.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like a high ceiling, maybe.
No, I need more leg room.
Oh, I see.
Hmm.
It's too crowded. I need like a separate room or something.
Mm.
Have you done like pole
Actually-
dancing IRL? Like, have you tried it?
Ironically, no.
Hmm.
But I want to learn. One of my friends actually said they would give me lessons.
I'm
A lot
wanting
of
to
core
learn.
strength.
I'll be honest, I have no pole dancing experience, but I do have actual dance class experience, like lots, ballet, jazz, and even hip hop. So maybe
Oh, hell
Very
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I can figure that out.
You're a dark horse, Yiffy. Can I just say that? Because you're like this little small, baby, I've got a little voice. But like you've been like a straight up strip club / brothel madam and like taking and control clients, being this giant dragon, like got all these crazy stories, and they, yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving hearing your stories.
Okay, I got a reason why I
Eve is
started
great.
it. A long time ago, I used to do the whole World of Warcraft stuff. I already told Val that. But see, I used to be just nothing but PvP because that's how I leveled, that's how I gamed. Is just my hobby.
Mhm.
But so I got to the point that I was selling arena carries, and I felt bad because I kept on leaving and joining this one guild. I'm like, you know what? Since you're allowing me to kind of just like bite off of your like perks in the guild, I'll do arena carries for free. And I do that. And the guild leader takes me up right away. I'm like, okay, ma'am. So she does that, and she's like, okay, how can I help this arena fight? I'm like, just die. Because I don't need your help.
Just die. Wow.
Yeah.
Just
And so I get her
Girl
on the
after my
point.
heart.
That's a brutal way to say it.
Yeah, I just said it flat out. So she sees me carrying the arenas, and we later on she's like, "Hey, can you like do some tanking in Dragon Soul?" And I'm like, "What tanking? No." She's like, "Dude, I've seen you carry me in arenas," and I'm like, "Okay, shit, fine, I'll go gear." So I go gear, and I get all the way to, I guess, Deathwing's Spine, which is scary for what's about to happen next. I see this message from someone, and I don't even see the name, and it says, "Wow, your voice sounds like a porn star." And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh.
And that causes us to just like have a moment of pause when you're a tank on like that mode. That dragon is gonna spin and drop all of you to your death. Great. So that caused me to like wipe, and I'm like, yeah, I guess my career's done. So now I do this. Now I continue tanking, but
Man, you sound like a porn star. Buddy, you don't know how right you are.
my
Amazing.
guild leader, she told me that. I'm like, Jen, now's not the time.
So you're not supposed to be playing with one hand.
Jen,
I need your support.
Throughout that whole story, I was just waiting for her to go. So then I fucked them.
no, but
So
I did. I did help them find their one true love. So there's that.
Aww.
I know, not the right time to talk about that here either.
Man,
This
that's
is
too
fine.
wholesome for this
That-
this stream.
I'm sorry. I'll fuck it up later.
Listen. This is a podcast about love, sex, and lewd tubing. You can be sappy here too.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
To be honest, her love was like, man, you'd just be the perfect girlfriend for me. I'm like, no. Even though, like, he and I could sing together, joke around with Jen, I'm like, have you ever talked with Jen? She might be interested. She's closer to his age. And he's like, she's not kinky. I'm like, have you even talked to her? So
was
the
like-
next day, he talks to her, and then she talks to me that day, and she's like, so we're going to meet. I'm like, heck yeah.
The next day?
The next day, yes. Yeah,
Good lord.
Damn, Yuffie works fast.
Mm-hmm.
Should start
Damn.
charging for that too.
I know,
Seriously.
right?
VR matchmaking.
Yeah,
like it's-
instead of trackers, she should just have those like Google Pay, touch your card here, scanners just strapped to her at all times.
Oh, that's coming. I'm sure. That's the metaverse. It's like paying people by tapping them.
So goodness.
It's like that. I started blasting me. It was like, meet up after one day. And then it started coming.
Bet.
POV, you're a YouTuber meeting another YouTuber.
Pretty
His
much.
sexy eyes. Which reminds me,
Yeah.
Yuffie, Val, VR chat later.
I love
Actually, so I would, but I'm actually going to in-person BDSM play party.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can you record that?
That might be rule number one. No
I
recording.
think that might be against the yes.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Rule number one, we don't talk about what goes on in there.
I think it's a phones at the door situation.
That's so funny.
I
You know
hear
what?
the pouting.
You know what? I
Also-
play a side rogue.
This is kind of apropos of nothing, but also kind of not. It's a tangent. But there are so many dungeons to rent in England.
Oh,
Holy
right.
fuck.
Oh.
There
Like
are
dungeons.
so many
I love that.
BDSM dungeons, like everywhere. It's crazy. Way more. Like, I looked for the same in the States and I was like, wow, we are kind of overstocked over here compared to other countries. Madrid
yeah,
has
I've,
like
Yeah.
I've
none.
never
Yeah.
ever seen anything like that where I am.
Yeah, here is you can always find a dungeon within like
I actually
public
literally have a
transport
question now.
distance.
Do you mean like castle dungeons or like sex dungeons?
Sex dungeons.
Sex dungeons.
dungeons.
Sex dungeons.
Funny thing that I found out about Britain, or I guess UK, and also some parts of Australia, they actually do allow escorting, prostitution. Although America allows escorting as long as there's no penetration. But
Huh.
UK allows it, but here's the catch. You cannot have a friend as a protector because they will count it as a brothel, so it doesn't work very well. I don't like that.
Oh.
As a
But-
brothel.
It counts as a brothel for some reason. I don't get it. So they're like super scared if they like have a friend protect them for like whatever reason, like, you know, how you used to worry if you meet someone up on Craigslist. I don't see why you wouldn't want a friend to protect you.
I guess it's a protection against like trafficking or like pimping.
Mm.
Yeah, but you know, if they actually just like registered companies, brothels and stuff like that, make it protected, it'd be great. And we
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
sex
Yeah,
work
no, I agree. Yeah.
absolutely
Hmm.
needs to be like legalized and regulated and
yes.
all that shit.
I agree.
Right, because they make this law
Right.
ostensibly to protect sex workers, and they end up making them even more vulnerable because now they don't have protection when they go out to
Right.
meet a client.
Well, they make it ostensibly to protect sex workers, but they actually target sex workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in Japan, they've got a problem with like
Porn.
you know the underage girls that have. I mean, everywhere has this kind of problems, but like they have a problem with like the underage girls that are being
Oh yeah.
trafficked and prostituted by the yakuza, and they target the girls and punish the girls for being out on the street,
Mm.
not the gangs and the pimps.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Awful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did find out that they just finally kind of legalized porn in Japan, but that's like just a new thing.
It's so stupid that they censor it as well. Like, it's so
I
dumb.
wish I knew the
Mm.
reason for this. Like, it's like the type of trivia you should know, but I'm blanking on it right now. Like, why the generals have to be like that?
Well,
It's just the law.
Ye old timey,
Traditions.
not
Yes.
not
yes.
traditions. What is it? Not modesty. The other one. It's
The
20
other
past
one.
3. My brain isn't
Oh
working.
wait,
Um,
look at that! International Sex Workers Day.
Yes, it is actually.
Yo,
Yeah.
Actually, fun
So-
fact about Japanese law: there was some loophole in the laws that didn't count anal sex as prostitution or like whatever it was.
you
So
know
like
what?
gay men were just going hog wild at bathhouses because it was legal.
Wait, no.
yes, the morals. It was like the moral thing.
Hmm. I was about to say we could get into some of the details of why some of these laws are written the way they are, but
Absolutely.
I think we might be getting a little political.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, and probably quite off topic as well.
Hmm.
Okay.
I don't mind a little segue into talking about that actually.
It's like we talk about your Japanese prostitutes.
Well,
All
the
of
reason
this
I think it actually might be a good topic to bring up is because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there was someone, I don't know if she was a VRC creator or she was an OnlyFans creator, but they banned her from like entering the United States because they said prostitution, but she's like never.
Yes, I did see that. I saw that article.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It made
Which,
no sense.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because,
she just behaved over here.
but it was crazy because like this person had only solely did online content creation and was having like real life consequences from it because like
They were just publicly being hated.
That is.
yeah, it's wild.
It's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
it's a Puritanism that's based in a lot of religion, which it's problematic trying to push that out on that grounds.
Absolutely.
Yes, the holdovers of like Puritanism and competitive piety is a big problem.
Considering
you-
that most people behind closed doors do whatever, it's a lot of it's they save face while they're out in the streets, but so often we end up discovering that people pushing laws to protect,
Don't
quote
follow
unquote
them.
protect, they don't follow them. Right?
Exactly.
No.
You'll find out that
Yeah.
they have like their own class of like workers that they use.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
It's
they
like
just
you're a
said
sex
that.
worker. We do not care about your kind.
Slip
Right.
their business card into your pocket.
Yeah.
It's like,
While
"I'll see
they're
you later."
paying for it on the side shamelessly.
Exactly.
I think this might be getting into quite an emotive topic, so we may want to save that for like a different stream, but it's a fascinating and very worthwhile discussion.
Mm.
It's something to be educated on, at least.
Yeah.
But I do find I'm finding that within the context of VRC, it's interesting because it does allow people to explore that side of sex work in ways that are either gray or legal. So, how do you guys feel about that? Like, how do you feel about VRC as an alternative to like camming, for example?
I think it's great. Because you can be anything you want to be.
Well, you
Right?
cater to any type of audience.
Yeah.
You can have any backdrop, any setting, any type of body. You can have like a model that literally caters to all of them with sliders. You can have a furry version of it. You could have like your tits large or small, huge dick or tiny peepee or Vigoo.
Or do twinsies.
On the same model.
All in
Yeah.
the same model, yeah.
All in the same model. And you can also have collaborations. You could have like multiple people in the same room, quote unquote.
That's true.
Yes.
So that,
And still have the fidelity of an actual porn scene,
Mhm.
while you have the anonymity of being behind your VR chat model.
I suppose you can be, I suppose, more in control of your environment. I think it was Sol who was mentioning people who were real strippers dancing in VR.
Mhm.
Like, imagine having to, like, not having to go to a club where you have to, like, put on really, like, uncomfortable clothes and shoes, potentially have people groping you, potentially be exposed to like a lot of germs and various
STIs and
bodily
germs,
fluids.
yes.
I imagine that that's quite appealing to be able to have control over your environment and comfort like that.
Actually, that's very similar to how they portrayed strip clubs in Cyberpunk.
Oh,
All you had to do is put on a like quote unquote VR headset, and the girls can dance on you there.
Joy riggers, yeah.
Yes.
My mom
Yeah.
had a similar thing about like just doing things online in general. It's like, you know what? A lot of us moms had to pay the bill somehow. But what you're doing these days, I'm just glad you girls are safe. That's what she said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, I like
Definitely
that.
A lot more safety, I'd say.
I would say that like sex workers do have the small stick of safety precautions and all that. So we kind of have to regulate that ourselves. And it is honestly a little bit frustrating given that like some people simply don't care or they just outright do whatever they can to hate on us. But we are all doing a service to you guys. We are putting ourselves out there, skin and all, may it be virtual or real life. We are literally putting ourselves on a lower scale intentionally just so you can have a little wank off and we can make a living. Because the economy right now is awful.
That's That's a
I
beautiful way
often
to put it.
say you can't make use of a service and simultaneously denigrate the person who provides it for you.
No.
And yet people do all the time, and it's disgusting.
It's again the shame that's, and I won't go too far into this.
I'm not-
It's shame that's sort of been pushed on everybody because of old traditions, and I hope that we can get to a healthier place eventually, where people feel less shame about it, so that they can just enjoy it and truly appreciate the people that are providing them with that service.
I definitely
hate
feel like this has
traditions.
helped to break some of the stigma around like camming and like performing lewd stuff. Speaking as someone who is an ASMR writer who writes lewd things for people to perform, like I feel like expanding the mediums beyond like flesh and blood to like VR avatars and like basically models like has really helped like it become a lot more mainstream for like this generation of people, I think.
I think this generation has sort of
Really?
embraced a lot of concepts that are non-traditional for the generations before. I mean, look at all the people who are polyamorous now, who are choosing to remain childless or unmarried, or, you know, being able to come out as LGBT, although trans people are still horribly discriminated against, and so are other sexualities, but it is more and more in the open.
Of course.
I think
Oh,
Oh.
I actually remembered.
what?
There was basically a purge on the Chatterbee website
Oh,
Oh,
that they completely discriminated all type of virtual content creators on that website. And
really?
all of the content creators on that website, like all the girls over there, they were actually ranting to the higher ups on that website. It's like, get them out of here. They're taking over, because they were simply jealous that the virtual girls and content creators over there, or guys even, they were actually making more money than the
believe that.
IRL content creators.
Ooh, that actually brings up a good point. I would like to know how you guys respond to, oh, cam girls have it easy because all they need to do is just flash their titties and people give them money. You know, it's so easy and there's so little work involved.
no, it's not.
It's
How do
bullshit.
I would
I
like to
just
hear your
tell them.
responses.
Just tell
It
them.
takes.
All right, go to
It
a public
takes-
spot and pull down your pants. Tell me how hard it is to do that.
See, if you
Well-
put yourself out there, you're putting yourself at risk of being doxxed, followed, having a horrible stalker that might just not be so friendly. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do that yet. Because I don't really have any self-defense classes or, well, defense yet.
People get killed over that sort of thing.
Or worse.
Or worse, right?
Yeah, it can kind of ruin most careers if you're wanting something outside of virtual stuff. Which is stupid.
And
Some
ignoring.
people- Wait, go ahead, Val.
Val first,
Sure,
Val first.
sure. Ignoring all of the, all of the complications that come along with camming. If you're just thinking about getting in front of the cam, for a lot of girls, there's so much effort that goes into, making yourself look good, thinking about your movements, your face, all of those things take a lot of effort and energy and expense,
Yeah,
So-
fitness.
Oh, I was
Right.
talking specifically about virtual.
Oh, for virtual,
cameras.
sure.
Like, people who are like, oh, they're taking my viewers.
I think
I
anyone
see.
who has that opinion has never tried to do a lewd audio before. And like all that work that takes to like get the moans right, to make the sound effects right, to get the music right. It's a whole production by yourself half the time.
Yeah.
All of the work with your models, even in VR chat, it's a lot of acting, and it takes a lot of technical expertise as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've honestly seen the most boring cam girls on some websites while they're just sitting there in lingerie and doing nothing for 3 hours. It was like, oh, hello. And then just go back to whatever the fuck they are doing, like scrolling
tapping
Twitter
their
or something like
phone,
that.
yeah.
It's like, this is awful. I'm so bored. I'm gonna go jerk off to one of my friends.
This is hilarious. I did not know that there was this big war between like virtual streamers and like cam girls. That's hilarious.
I hate some cam girls because they have little to no like OBS personality. I've seen some awful setups where like it's like mostly camera. The game is like an eighth of the screen, and the rest is black background. And it just pained me to see. Because us like virtual VTubers and Lewdtubers and such, we go through so much effort. We go through so many hoops just so we can give you a quality, hot, sexy experience.
The models aren't easy to get either.
No, not at all. It takes a very specially trained person to make these types of models. And extremely talented people to do what some of these models do. We have to go through so much extra stuff just so we can make a high quality experience. While IRL girls, they just have to put on some makeup, lay in front of a low quality 360p webcam, and just shake their butt a little bit. And they want to degrade us on like who's getting the better viewers. I feel it's entitled.
If it didn't result in people getting deplatformed, like what happened over at CB, I did not know that happened. That's ridiculous, honestly.
It's very funny.
Yeah. That actually does segue pretty nicely into a question that Faye had in chat, which was, do creators feel like there's a room for behind the scenes roles for lewd content creation VR? People like camera operators, directors, etc. So let me ask this: have you guys ever wanted to direct a VR scene?
I might now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
why
funny.
not? There's lots of fetishes and stories you can tell, you know?
I love that attitude. The idea, like, you know, that lewd content is like storytelling, you know. Which makes sense because that's what you do. That's literally what you do.
Give a fantasy.
Exactly.
I would absolutely be down to give it a shot.
I mean, I've been a safe for work Twitch manager for almost 4 years. So I imagine with like the extra stuff that goes into lewd content that there would certainly be a market for people who could take some of the workload off for, you know, handling some social media accounts or, you know, coming up with scene ideas or, you know, doing the tech side. Have you guys ever felt like you wanted an assistant or something like that?
I mean, depends on what kind.
I need someone to give my PC aftercare. That's my biggest need
Yeah.
right now.
You need someone to sit there and blow on your CPU, just going.
No.
Oh, sweet.
A different kind of
Breathing
underdesk
ASMR.
support.
Say, it's okay, little one. Come on, PC, you can do it. I just need that little bit extra push for this next hour.
Oh no, I keep my PC on top.
Your PC's top.
Awkward. Man.
Can we also say though, like
mine's a bottom.
the rig that we have to have in order to run all this stuff? You imagine like how expensive that can be?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, all of my hardware combined is probably something like $5,000.
Yeah, my entire setup, I've actually counted this. It's a little bit over $6,000, and that's not including the VR stuff.
Wow.
Not even surprising at all.
No, I have like a 4 to 5 monitor setup with like a 590X Ryzen 9 CPU, 3060 GPU, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and not to mention like a corner desk and like soundproofing on the walls. base stations on the walls, everything. It's so expensive.
Much more expensive than a 360p webcam, huh?
Yep. Or a $100 mattress.
Oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
God.
Oh, no.
So you
Please
guys
send us
got
sheets
it.
on this mattress. Yeah, we got it.
There's something
We were
where
talking
this-
about your duvet the other day, costing like $200 to $300.
Oh my god, there's actually a hole in like the sheets that I don't know, I guess I must have ripped my feet. I found it this morning.
Damn.
convenient
Yeah.
hole or
Like a what?
Convenient hole.
or
No, it's
No,
it's
no,
in
not
the
a-
bedding,
It's
not
a
in the
very
duvet
inconvenient
itself.
hole. It's in the thin sheet.
sorry, I'm always thinking about everything.
It's like, specifically placed hole.
Hmm.
No, I think it's just like washing it consistently over the last like 4 years. I finally worn the red countdown.
Breaking
What I
the-
get for
Yeah,
getting bougie sheets.
Why'd you have to remind me of that? I actually broke my bed one time while sex happened.
Hey,
Wow.
I want to hear that story.
It was just a really old bed. What can I say? The sex was too damn hard, and all of a sudden, boom! the
Okay.
frame just gave out, and
Headboard?
one corner just slammed down on the fucking floor, and I slept like that for like the next month.
Oh my God.
Headboard or legs? Oh my goodness.
You know, like it's like two, like a headboard and a footboard, and then there's like two connector boards in between those, and the sides are like hanging off the ground.
Mhm.
The sideboard is what gave out,
Okay, I see.
Mm,
so it's just like back corners to boom,
damn.
and I was sleeping on a slant for a fucking month until like just got a new bed frame.
That's so funny.
I mean, goals.
Yeah, me when? What?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Faye's broken 4 beds, they say in chat. Oh my god. What are you
Wow.
doing with Faye?
I'm impressed.
That's not
I
impressed
don't
too.
think I've ever broken a bed.
Also stay
Actually,
with my
that-
bed.
Wait, that's not impressive. What type of shitty quality beds are you getting?
I know, right? At that point, it's the bed's problem.
Break me like your bed.
Break me like a bed frame, baby.
Hmm.
Metal beds, oh my god.
Turn me into a bed frame. I kind of like that. But Jesus Christ.
IKEA, you better hire us for your marketing team.
You know where to contact us.
Well, there's one of those openings for back-end people. Coming up with slogans and one-liners for you to use on your chat.
Break me like your bed.
Break me like a bed frame. Oh
Too
yeah.
funny, too funny.
I just want broken like a stream, to be honest.
God, broken like the software that runs our VTuber models.
Yes.
Hmm.
Broken like my VTuber model right now. It's why I'm a PNG.
I was gonna
Broken
say
like your
broken like
CPU.
Atra's mic.
Yes.
It's
Oh, no.
crazy, right? Like I
It can
could be
be a
playing
compliment.
like a game, playing OBS, and like my VTuber, and like it works. And then when I do the podcast, it's like, nope, I'm gonna shit the bed, and like
I know.
crash.
It's
And,
crazy.
'cause it did
Like
in the
I
last
said,
podcast,
it
too.
can't handle this many hot people around.
True. I had Maito and Kai and
God,
the
your
last
mic
one.
is such a bottom.
I know,
Scuff
right?
my
Seriously,
peen like I
yes.
scuffed my stream.
It literally
Oh
shows
my
bottom texting around like hot people.
What? Scuff my peen.
Stuff might be like that's funny.
Scuff my peen. What a line.
That sounds like something you can listen to with the rave song.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
Scuff my peen. I love it.
Oh, no. All right,
Stuff
chat.
my
If
opinion like
we're
I
getting
stuff
to the
my
point of the podcast where if you have any questions, feel free to drop them into chat, and we'll do our best to answer them. We can't answer everything, but we'll try our best to get to it.
Yeah.
I can answer everything.
I'll
But I
provide
would-
some type of answer.
I will say scuffing someone's peen sounds like it involves a Brillo pad, and that might not be pleasant.
Oh, it's
Unless you're into that.
Wire
Yes.
brush?
There you go.
I thought it involved sandpaper.
I was
You know, the
Maximum-
the
I'll
kind
let
that
you
you
use
use to
your
clean the
hairbrush.
like barbecue grills,
Oh,
just
God,
like
that sounds.
Ooh, I was about to say, I like the idea of using steel wool.
Like the wire bristles.
I was thinking cheese grater because they're shiny.
Yeah, just get the
Mm,
belt
there you
sander.
go.
What are all
It's
four of you
like-
talking about right now?
All right,
Lost
sweetie,
control of
I'm
this.
gonna pull out
It's
my
fine. You
special
don't-
tool. Well, you
That's
pull
an
out
angle
a
grinder.
cheese grater that's like covered in like pink fluff as a
Microplane.
It's
your
like, you
grating
know,
truffles.
yeah, like you know how like some people like put just like fluffy feathers on like handcuffs.
Mhm.
They do it with like a cheese grater or like a steel wool ball.
I love the
CB
CBT meets DIY.
It's DIY.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
actually,
I
you
it's
don't
don't
not
need
Q
to
and
know
A
what we're
time.
talking
It's
about.
scuffed PP time. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you don't need to know what we're talking about. This doesn't concern you.
No,
I'll
you don't
have
need to
to-
listen to this.
I'll have to tell you how that goes. I've always wanted to use a cheese grater on someone's back or something.
Oh, God.
A back would be difficult though. Like butt cheeks would probably be far more like ergonomic.
You
I'm just
intentionally like
imagining just
sharpen
like
them.
a plate of
Experiment.
pasta and like more butt cheek on your salad, ma'am.
I'll figure it out and let you know how it
Whole new
goes.
way of eating.
Can you get me my cake?
Yeah, that gives you another meaning to "I want to eat your ass, baby."
Give me that
Oh.
sweet cake fart.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a honey pop reference. I like that.
That's an actual term, by the way.
Well, chat. Imagine holding them back for 2 hours. Now they've unleashed themselves.
This is what it's like having a real girl slumber party. Just being honest.
Mhm.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is.
True. That's true.
We've all been behaving for 2 hours.
And I appreciate you. It's actually been a really good discussion.
Mm.
You guys should have seen Yuffie's and Val's like responses to Cards Against Humanity.
I believe it.
It was
This
fun.
idea actually came
So
from Yuffie and I
cursed.
talking the other day about like VR chat. I'm like, hey, dude, we could make a podcast out of this. I know some people do
Yeah.
VR chat.
Mm.
Thank you, Yuffie.
Well,
Yeah, thank you, Yuffie.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did. I did a thing.
Oh.
It was confusing.
Look
I
at
did
you,
go to frames.
being the center of the tension and everything. Can't handle it.
No,
Mhm.
Oh,
Aww.
So let me ask you this then,
No, it's
everybody.
not.
Like, what are your what's your aspirations? Like, what are your plans for like making content VR chat? Like, what are things you haven't done yet that you'd love to do one day?
Destroy the world.
I want to film an orgy.
That too.
Mm. I want to be in an orgy, for sure.
Yes.
Mm.
Can we just like get together and plan like a blue Twitch stream where we all just fuck each other and our toys and pets and just record that?
I mean, yeah, we
yeah.
kinda
Human
did
pets.
that.
Human pets.
Yes, human pets.
Thankfully, I hope we didn't need that clarification. But yes, actually, technically, I don't know if you guys know this, but we actually, Mystique and I did a collab last week where we we connected to, how do I put this? We were playing golf with friends, and chat could tip us to like distract us because we had toys strapped to us.
Yes, we've done competitive. We're doing a leaderboard, a league table of competitive player versus player games on Blue Twitch,
And
and
we're looking for, yeah.
and people could tip us to like make us miss our shots and stuff. I have already enlisted Soul for Overcooked, which was Atra's next suggestion. So
Fun.
back off.
So we actually are looking for like teammates, for like maybe 2 versus 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd like daisy chain together. We do vibe with me, so I'd like do vibe with me with like somebody else, and then that other person would do vibe with somebody else, and then we just have all 4 chats just tipping, and then like just going at it.
Yeah.
So not quite the Blue Twitch orgy situation, but kind
I
of
got
close.
an idea for that because I actually ran something like that before
Yeah.
with 3 girls, if I recall.
Yeah, I don't know if I could keep up with Sol's chat. They punish her something fierce.
Well, you already signed up to be on her team. I'm claiming somebody else on my team.
Okay.
Let me get another
There's-
male VTuber.
It's
Yeah,
like a
Hey,
one
male
whale.
VTubers.
Are you feeling cornered?
You can get Maito. He's organized. He's verified on Fansly now.
I think he might be busy, but
Might be busy.
You don't know that. You haven't asked.
You know what? I will go pester him for you.
no, don't do that.
To be fair,
I know.
Mystique, I tried to give you the same treatment. You did, and you did very well.
Yeah, you did.
And also,
But yeah.
Yiffy did get verified as well.
I did.
Oh,
It was
so-
so easy.
Oh, that's
All I
right,
had
you
to-
did. Yes.
Yeah, just I had to
Welcome in,
do a
welcome
couple
in.
things, do a little
Mhm.
video, say, hey, yeah, sign me up, bro. And sign a W9 or something. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you do W9 to get payouts. I didn't do it actually. I just keep it
Mm.
in the app and
Oh
just spend
my
it on the creators.
Yes, he was bullying me as well.
Yeah.
I signed one.
basically, it's my Mystique bullying fund.
Oh no. Sinapi. Don't punish me, Sinapi.
Anyway,
Atra loves it when you misspell senpai, everybody. You should all do it.
Sonabi?
Hmm
she kept using this GIF that was like "Hi
That's fine.
senpai," but instead of senpai, it was misspelled, and I was like, "Why are you using that GIF?"
And he was like, I'm so triggered by the misspelling of senpai. So, and it was
triggers me too.
Senapi. So that has now become a thing.
Chad, I swear to God.
It's my love language. Senapi is my love language.
That night, the sexy guy. I'm sorry.
But yeah, now that all 4 of you, well, I think most of you are verified.
Oh my
on-
god, everybody's doing it. Yes, I love this. Notice me, Snepia.
Yeah, but now that everyone is
There comes.
on Blue Twitch, we could definitely play more
Stinky.
stuff on there.
Wait, what is Blue Twitch?
But Twitch is
Fans-
Fansly.
Fansly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if we're not allowed to say it or not. I think it's fine, honestly. I don't think it
I
needs,
think
like,
it's
much of
fine.
this.
I've been talking about it loads.
I call it
Loads,
I
yeah.
call it the propeller site.
The propeller.
Wait, the
The
propeller site.
propeller site.
Yeah, it's a fan.
Oh, okay, got it.
Ironically, when I got my video and ID done, I did not have any fans around, so I looked sweaty. I hope that's like they delete all the information after. Like,
It will
You
never
still
be
got
shown.
You
Don't
still
worry.
got verified, so it's alright.
Some guy in Romania is like, wow, she looks sweaty as hell. Anyway, next.
She needs some fans. She needs to be on this website.
It's like, all right, this looks like a potential moneymaker.
Mm.
here,
Except-
let's see.
I call it the sanctum because it's
What do
the
they ca-
inner sanctum of the
Well, they
totally not
like
occulted
within like 20
metaphysics.
minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it's like crazy. Like, you got verified really fast.
Mm, me too.
23
I got
minutes.
verified same day.
It took me 2 days, I think.
And mine was the next day.
Mine
Well,
was
you just didn't have
23
enough
minutes.
fans. They were like, dude, get your CPU.
I still
Get a
need-
better rig, then we'll talk.
I still need to get verified, but that'll be coming soon, I'm sure.
Do it, dude. You can
Yeah.
join us on collabs.
Especially love this idea of the orgy.
Yes.
Yo?
Yes,
Yes.
that
We
could be
need to talk
fun.
about that.
Mm-hmm. mm.
And yeah, trans verification I think is a little more complicated, but I think they may make you do a video or something. I'm not entirely sure how that works, Faye, but yes.
Feed verification. Oh no.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult.
I'm
than
a
that, but,
snake,
it's
please.
possible. It's definitely possible.
Mm-mm. Honestly, the way they actually do it is honestly better than most sites.
Mm, it really is.
Yeah, give it another shot today. We'd love to have you on as well.
Mm.
Get verified. Get fucked.
Get verified, get fucked. But in all seriousness, the reason to get verified on Blue Twitch is because you actually can't appear on a collab if you're not verified.
Nope.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can't just bring somebody in. You need to have them get verified in everything.
Right. Otherwise, you will get into trouble with the site because they need to do age verification and so on. So.
Yeah. At the end of, I think it was Atra's first or second stream there, he
Second,
opened up VC and people jumped in,
yes.
and I was like, Atra, do you want to just look at Discord quickly? And I was typing, like, none of these people are verified.
Two
Except
people,
maybe
like
one.
two people actually messaged me, like Raina the Mouse also was like, "Hey Atra, they're not verified, are they?" I'm like, "No, is that a problem?" "Oh, it is. Okay, cool. We're ending stream now." So that I just like awkwardly chopped off because I'm like, "Okay, yeah, we couldn't."
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, VR chat orgy, but you'll have to be verified on Fansly.
That's good, yeah.
And
That's
honestly,
pretty
You can't even say that you're on VR chat
true,
like
yeah.
while you're on stream because they hate that and they will
Mhm.
come after you with a vengeance.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
which is quite silly if you think about it. I mean, you have some kind of virtual reality setup. Obviously, people are going to use it for sex.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
they
what
don't
else are
want to
people
be
using it
quote
for?
unquote associated with it because they don't quote unquote endorse it. They let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's little way to know what's happening without reports coming in.
True.
It's not 4 a.m. yet, Faye. You've got 8 minutes.
We actually will be wrapping up soon though, because I try to keep it to like 11 p.m. at most. Mostly out of respect for like Mystique and like her time zone, but also like in general, because I don't want to force you guys to talk too long, you know.
Thank you. I love you too.
Yeah, Doom's at a motel room.
Besides, we have an orgy after this plan, so
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
yo.
Yeah,
I will
guys.
say, like having not
like
had that
Val's going to
experience-
the BDSM club.
yeah.
I love you too, Faye.
Well, it's not a club per se.
Faye, not Faye.
Play party.
Quote unquote.
It's an IRL collab with multiple people.
Sometimes I feel like Charlie the Unicorn with Soul here. Just taking me on to magical adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
So-
took me on so many adventures. I was like, whoa!
Me
the
too.
fuck?
Actually, me too. Like I've sat only had like an hour and a half with Soul to actually like do like some of the VR stuff, and even then, like I was having technical issues because like I had to hook all these cables in. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that Soul knows about on VR chat, so definitely give her a check her out.
Yeah,
It's
she's
so
I
much
am
fun
a-
the other night, so I would
I'm,
love to
I'm a big
run again.
VR advocate.
Yeah,
Addict?
you definitely are.
You're gonna pronounce addict?
Etiquette.
Do you guys want to?
I'm an addict. Fuck it. I'm an addict. All right.
So for the YouTube audience that's watching this, you're probably gonna see a bunch of like weird edits in this video. It's because we did have some technical issues with my CPU and setup, but we hope you managed to stick through it and found it to be a valuable discussion. Before we head out, is there anything you guys like to plug? We'll start with Soul.
Well, you can catch me on Fansly and Twitch. Fansly every single week on Saturday. Tomorrow I also have like a collab going on. I'm going to be interviewed again with some potential toys being messed with during the entire interview. So
That's crazy. That's
look for
awesome.
an announcement on that. I stream every week, every couple days on Twitch, and you can find me on Twitter as well.
Very cool, very cool. How about Val? Anything to plug?
Well, just my Twitter, because that's all I have time for these days. But hopefully soon I'll have content coming to YouTube. But you can find me at Valgoria, same as on Twitch, on all platforms.
And Evie.
I do have a Twitter, which is very cursed, but I am about to post a recent script that Atra made. And I'm also on Propeller just recently, but there's nothing there yet, so yeah.
Hard endorsed. Bare minimum people follow their Twitters. They're all amazing and fun content creators to follow. And lastly but not least, Mystique.
Yeah, you can find me at lady_mystique on Twitter and Twitch. And you can find me at Lady Mystique, all one word, on Fansly. Fansly.com/Lady Mystique. I have a lot of free content on there, as well as some stuff behind the premium paywall. So there's something for everybody. Check it out.
And I'm your host. Thank you, Mystique, by the way. And I'm your host,
Yeah, thank you.
@Trementum_X, variety streamer and LewdTuber. The Depths podcast happens almost every 2 weeks, and we talk about a variety of different topics. I'm also a scriptwriter. Check out #InkyScripts on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Follow the pod, like and subscribe as well. Once again, we thank our guests very much for the wonderful insight today, and thank you, chat, for your patience with the technical issues. We're going to end today by showing a teaser for the next podcast happening in 2 weeks. Thank you again, and have a wonderful night. I do not know if the sound's going to work properly on this, but we'll see how it goes. Okay.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.